In the end, it has finished 0 Arsenal, 0 Villarreal at the Emirates Stadium. We have been knocked out of the Europa League for this season, and it's from the semi-finals. Now, I'm still looking for the right words because you can hear me. The words are just coming back. I'm so disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed, guys. Villarreal played better than us. They wanted the game more than us. They literally did everything a side that wanted the game could do. They literally did everything a side that wanted the game could, had to do. So disappointing. Very disappointing. I don't know who to blame. I don't know who to talk about. I don't know what to talk about in this video because it's funny. It's so funny. But you know what? Again, we're not surprised, are we? The same old Arsenal, the same song we have been singing throughout the season. Win, lose, inconsistency. There is no heart. There is no intention. There is no fight. There is no nothing. I love this comment from Charles Watts. I loved it, and I think it just sums up the game. He said this at 45 minutes, and he said, really, really poor from Arsenal. No intention, no tempo, no quality. You get me? No intention, no invention, no tempo, no quality. Villarreal so far, so comfortable. And I told you guys, if we were going to beat Villarreal, if we were going to do anything better than Villarreal, we had to be very, very good. We had to be so far ahead of them. We had to be better than them. We had to be. We were not. We were so average. This team is so average. But we've said these things before, haven't we? You've said these things before. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Let's get into it. Match reaction. Get your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the game? I mean, let's get into it. These are the statistics for both teams. At 90 minutes, Arsenal had 14 shots on goal. Villarreal had 8. We had 2 shots on target. Imagine. We had 2 shots on target. They had 3 shots on target. Which were, I mean, just look at that. Just look at that statistic. Arsenal had 2 shots on target. They had 3 shots on target. If you ask me which team deserved to win the game, it was still Villarreal. We had a 56% ball possession. They had a 44% ball possession. We made 491 passes. They made 406 passes. Our passing accuracy was 85%. Their passing accuracy was 78%. We had 13 fouls. They had 6. We had 1 yellow card. They had 1 yellow card. No red cards in the game. Each team was offside 1 time. We had 8 corners in the game. They had 5 corners in the game. Were we really different? Did we play like a team that was in need? I don't think so. We played so averagely. We were almost at the same level as Villarreal. That's the truth. We just played casually like Villarreal. There's no quality. There is no press. The press was so poor. Everything was so wrong in that team. There was no attitude. There was nothing in that team. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you think about it, you are at home at the Emirates Stadium. You're hosting Villarreal, and we're goal down. That's the first thing you're thinking about. You're goal down. What do you have to do? I thought our press would be better because we needed a goal. They had an advantage. We said we can't play for a 0-0. You know what we did? We played 0-0 right from the start. Right from the start. I've not seen Arsenal on the front foot for 5 minutes. We didn't see Arsenal, press Villarreal the way Villarreal pressed us, in Spain. It was the vice versa. They were so comfortable. Villarreal was so comfortable on the ball. Whenever they got it, they were so comfortable. They made those runs, into our dangerous areas. They made our players work so hard. We didn't make their players work so hard. That's the problem. These men at Arsenal are just not fit to be, to be playing for this football club. That's the truth. Absolute shockers. Absolute shockers. And I told you in the preview that probably this is a game that might not be decided by which goalkeeper is in goal. So we could as well go for Leno. But the game was to be decided from the midfield going forward. Absolute shockers. Absolute shockers. Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Saka, Bellerin, Aubameyang. Absolute shockers. This is a time when you cannot praise anyone in the team. No one. I think absolutely no one had a good game in this game. No one. Because what we had to set out to do, and I think this goes back to Mikel Arteta, how you set out the team and what you tell them to do. You can't tell me that you needed one goal and you played a 0-0 with a team that is not so much defensive, good defensive, right? That a team that didn't play, you played 0-0 with a team that didn't play a defensive game. Actually, it is Arsenal that went out to play a defensive game right from the start. We played 5 at the back. 5 at the back. Make sure you don't concede. We forgot to attack. The same old Arsenal. The way we began the season, if you still remember, we're playing 5 defenders, forgetting to attack, only conceding, losing games without us countering back. That's what happened today. Yes, you set out the team to defend so that you do not concede at the Emirates Stadium. Bravo, you get a point there. You didn't concede. You kept the clean sheet. Are you through? No, you're not. I told you, I thought Villarreal were going to open up the game. They did. They opened up the game, and you could see whenever we went on their side, we grabbed the corner. They were not playing a low block. They're playing an open game. Look at the statistics. They had 8 shots on goal. We had 14. That only shows you that they were never playing a low block. They were playing an open game. They had 3 shots on target. We had 2. And we wanted to win the game. For me, it doesn't make sense. We had 56 ball possession and they had 44. Literally, we played into the hands of Unai Emery because he knew, basically, if you want to beat Arsenal, do not play a low block. Just take football to them. Show them football. And we were scared. We were really scared. We never played like a team that was at home. We never played with any zeal. We never played like a team that wanted a game. It was not there. We never had anything like that. It was pass sideways, get the ball, pass it sideways, pass it sideways, pass it sideways all day long. In the end, the clock ticks down, 0-0. Arsenal have kept a clean sheet. So I don't know what Mikel is going to say. We kept a clean sheet. We should have won the game because that would be ridiculous. You had 2 shots on target. They had 3. I don't know what it's going to tell us. Back again, it goes back to the tactics. It goes back to the players. It goes back to the root and core of this club, the recruitment all day long. The players we play today are not, I don't think we have any more better players. Of course, the selection, goes in hand. Bellerin, I'm asking myself, Bellerin had an absolute stinker from the first half. And we said it. Why do you start Hector Bellerin in this game? What exactly is good about Bellerin? If you're playing a semi-final, there's no reason you're playing Bellerin ahead of Chambers. We say this. And many people are going to tell us, you know what, Kosi, the manager is not to blame. The manager, blah, blah, blah. But the manager is to blame. The manager is to blame, absolutely. The manager is to blame. There was no way anyone, even if they were blind, were going to pick Hector Bellerin for this game. No way. Whether me or you or anyone, no one was going to pick Bellerin for this game. He played Bellerin right back. For what? An absolute stinker. You wanted someone who can help you go forward. You wanted someone with confidence. You'd have played Cedric, probably. An absolute stinker. The crosses were poor. He was always being jogged on. I'm still asking, what came into Arteta's mind to start players like Hector Bellerin? But for me, this is not new. And I cannot say, we have lost to Villarreal. No. This is how Arsenal have been set up the whole season. When we beat Newcastle, I said that win only works. That win only counts if Arsenal gets a result. if Arsenal get something reasonable against Villarreal. Because for me, that was a warm-up. And I said, I won't get carried away. Because I know Arsenal win a game over the weekend and they lose a game over the midweek. For me, a job poorly done. Poorly done. Right from the manager to the team selection to the players themselves, these players, I didn't see, a team that didn't have anything like a fighting spirit. Nothing. Average. Super average. All we had to do, everything we did in that game was so simple. Get the ball, keep it, feel comfortable, pass it sideways. Just like we have done all season. The mentality of the players is so poor. You can't tell me you want one goal at the Emirates Stadium and you're playing a 0-0 at the end. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The mentality of these players is so poor. And the mentality of the players, the mentality of the team goes back to the manager. Everything at this football club is so wrong. We have a captain in Aubameyang who's not a leader. He's not a leader. I don't know. Today we played a 3-4-3 with Thomas Partey as anchorman. He's always trying to change his formation, change his lineup, change his tactics. He's always bringing something new for the players to adapt to. And within the shortest period of time, within one season, how do you expect players to adapt to almost 10, 12 playing styles? Formations. You're playing a 3-4-3, you're playing a 4-2-3-1, you're playing a 3-5-2. We've got to find a lineup. We've got to find something, some identity at this football club. We've got to be identified at something. I said this before. This team is absolutely average, absolutely flat. And the manager is absolutely clueless. So, clueless plus average and flat, this is what you get. There was no way we're going to qualify by beating Villarreal if we're not better than them. I told you, you don't need to respect Villarreal. They're not so good. They're not so special. In the first half, one of their best players, actually their best player, Chukwueze, gets injured. That is a bonus for you, Arsenal. You have somewhere to start. Nothing. We don't respond. We didn't respond. We didn't come into this game. Villarreal were miles and miles better than us right from minute one because they started the game the way any team that is on demand would start it. They started on the front foot. They were always on the front foot. Whenever they got that ball, they didn't waste time in their half. Whenever they got that ball, just seconds, they were outside our box. They are forcing corners out of us. They are forcing saves out of our goalkeeper. They are forcing our defenders to work hard. On the other side, did we force their players to work hard? I don't think we did. Yeah, I know people are gonna complain about Aubameyang's, hitting the woodwork. You should be on target. Emile Smith-Rowe should be on target. You need one goal like this, and this is what I'm talking about: the mentality, the mentality of these guys. Smith-Rowe in a semi-final, that is a goal, bro. That's a goal. You need at least to get a goal, and you play 0-0. Big up, Arsenal. Big up. My prediction was 2-1, but it was goalless. It went goalless. 2-1 was my prediction. It went goalless. And I'm quite so disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Disappointed in these performances. There's no difference from the first performance we put in against Villarreal and the second. The difference is that we were at the Emirates Stadium this time, and the fans clapped. The fans clapped for the players. That's the difference. There's absolutely no difference. No difference. Another bad performance. You add bad performance to bad performance. I thought it would have been 90% the difference. I thought we were going to change it. I thought this time We have seen what our mistakes were in the first leg. We're going to capitalize on them. We didn't. We had even, I think this was the worst game. I think this was even worse because in the last game, we were 10 men down. We managed to score. This one, we are at home at the Emirates Stadium. Everybody thinks like, you know what? Arsenal might go through. They're at home. They need one goal. They can defend. They've done it against Newcastle. They've kept a clean sheet. Maybe. We don't score. I think this was even worse. This was worse of a performance, guys. This was even worse of a performance. And for me, it goes back to Mikel Arteta. It goes back. Where are the tactics? What are we playing? What did you tell the players to do? There's no print. It looked like these players didn't play with any instructions today. They didn't. You've set up the players to play a defensive game in a game that you need to score as many goals as possible. Of course, the first thing was don't concede early. That was it. But you had to start early. You just had to open up in this game early. I thought Arsenal was. I thought I was going to, even if watch or listen to the game, I thought it was going to be like Arsenal pressing at least for 50 minutes to get a goal. I've had Arsenal press. I've seen Arsenal press games. Where did the Newcastle performance go? Where did it go? Where did the Manchester United performance go? Those performances. We absolutely had a nightmare. A nightmare. All those players, just not good enough. So I don't want anyone to tell me, you know what, Kosi, this one was better than what? No, not good enough. That was not good enough. The overall performance, everything around it, it was an absolute stinker. It was so embarrassing. We would rather take this away in Spain and get knocked out of the competition in Spain. But at the Emirates, you play like that. And we have played like that at the Emirates the whole season. I don't know. These men are not confident at their own stadium. They're not confident. They don't have any zeal. They don't have anything that shows that this is Emirates and here we are on the road. There's no difference. We get battered away from home. We get battered in our own stadium. What possible explanation can a manager give for a season saver to end like this? Because I don't know, what did they have at the back of their minds? The Premier League is over, so there is no excuse that, you know what, the Premier League and so on, we were thinking about the Premier League, it's over. You can't even make it to the top 9. You're going to be 11th or 12th for the season. It's over. So this was all or nothing, an all or nothing episode. And I said it. If there is anything Mikel Arteta had to do in this game was to put all eggs in the basket. He decided to go defensive wise, trying to protect. You're protecting a lead you do not have. It's not sensible. It's like you're hiding something that literally is not in your possession. We were defending something we didn't have. We could have started defending as soon as we got a goal. And at least if we had got a goal and they equalized, maybe it would make sense. We would have said, oh, you know what? Poor defense, a poor defense has cost us. But everything was poor in this game. They should have scored. We would have lost it, and we were, probably understood that Arsenal have lost the game. But a 0-0, we walk away. It will go in history as a game that never happened. For me, it's a game that never happened. 0-0, and Villarreal are through. For me, I don't want even to focus on the first leg because we should have done better in the first leg. In the first leg, we were crawling. We were crawling on our bellies, and what they were doing was, we were looking at traveling machines. We were amazed at Villarreal. Oh, they have Chikwueze. Oh, they have Moreno. Oh, look at, we were amazed. In the second leg, we were still amazed. Very, very amazed at how Villarreal have set up. I don't know whether it has been a tactical masterclass from Unai Emery, But for me, don't take it as a tactical masterclass from Unai Emery. I think it was Mikel Arteta's tactics that failed us today. Because Unai Emery, what I told you this in the preview, and you know what? I'm a genius. I should say this. I'm a genius. An absolute genius. I said this in the preview that Villarreal are not going to come to play a low block. The only way you are going to score against them, you had to expose them. So it was not a tactical masterclass. It wasn't a tactical masterclass from Unai Emery. He played his own style of football because he has an identity. Because Villarreal have an identity. Because they've done this over and over. It has become part of them. They have an identity. When they get on the pitch, they get the ball, they run fast, try to score. For us, every game we have something different to offer. In some games, we are defensive. In some games, we are attacking. In some games, we are possessive. In some games, we are trying to get teams on the break. We don't have an identity. We don't have anything like like City. We don't have things like United. At least United are dangerous on the break. If you leave the ball to them, to pass it around, they might not be so deadly. They might not be so deadly. But the moment United gets you on the break, the Cavani's, the Rashfords, the Brunos, the Pogbas, they're going to kill you. They have that identity. City have an identity as well. They pass it all day long. Liverpool, they have an identity. Look at Leicester City. Look at Everton. Every club has a style of football. Every club has an identity. This is what we are good at. This is what we do. My question is for Arsenal and Arteta and the fans is, what are we good at? What are we good at? What are we known for as Arsenal? Are we a defensive team? No, we're not. We concede more than, a Burnley. We are not a defensive team. Are we an attacking force? No, we are not. Are we a possessive team? No, we are not. What are we? That's the question. Because in such games, that is what wins the game for you. Your identity, your character. That's what wins the game for you. You saw how, Manchester City easily battered PSG. They didn't change anything. Nothing. They changed nothing in their game. They just activated their character. They just activated their identity. And PSG were out. Arsenal do not have that. We are not good at anything. All we do is set up the pitch. The fans need a win. Hopefully we get it. Let's pray. So literally, we have finished out of top 8. We have finished out of Europa League places in the league. We are not making it to the Champions League. That is our season. Have we made progress with a new manager? Or are we... I even don't think we are retarded. I don't know the word. I don't know the word to use, but I don't think retarded is a kind word. There is no progress. The retardation rate is astronomical. That's it. We are retarding at an astronomical rate. The last manager we sacked, who has killed us from the Europa League, took us to the finals, and we lost to the finals. If we had made it to the finals and probably lost to Manchester United, we would have said, you know what, we are at the same level. But it looks like the following season, after you sack Unai Emery, you don't even make it to the Europa League, finals, where he took you and you lost. You're gonna finish 11th in a position that he didn't finish in. He finished higher. Have we made progress with Mikel Arteta? Has the team made any progress? We signed Thomas Partey. We brought in a couple of players. So it looks like the squad is better than Unai Emery had. Is there progress? No, there is none. There's no progress. So the more we are going to get disappointed, the more we have to learn that this club has become like this, and it's going to be like this for the coming years, for some time now. The past 5 years are only going to get worse. Because in this summer, I don't see Arsenal attract players. How are you going to attract them? How are you? How are you going to attract them? You don't have even Europa League, basic Europa League. You don't have, you don't have. You don't have Europe, Champions League. All you have is the Premier League, where if you have finished 8th and probably 10th or 11th in the previous seasons, respectively. That is Arsenal. So we need to get used, I think, to these poor performances, because I still think they are still coming in. If a team hires a novice manager like Mikel Arteta, you can see that there is no ambition. And the lack of ambition does not come from the players alone. It comes from at the top hierarchy of this club. The moment you hire a junior manager without any ambition, without an experience, and you don't give them, because if you had seen, look what Chelsea did, they brought in Lampard and they gave him astronomical quality. That's what they did. Get Havertz, get Werner, get Thiago Silva, you have N'Golo Kante, you have the likes of Pulisic, get Hakim Ziyech. That's understandable. It shows that the club has not brought in Lampard because they don't want to spend. They brought in Lampard because he understands the club. It's so different. And I don't get it why many Arsenal fans compare our manager to a Manchester United manager and Frank Lampard. Lampard knew Chelsea. He was a legend. He is, not he was. He's a Chelsea legend. He understands what Chelsea need to do. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, on the other hand, you know what he's done at Manchester United as a player. These are people who understand the DNA of these clubs. Lampard, you cut him, his DNA is Chelsea. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're gonna cut his veins, his DNA is Manchester United. Mikel Arteta, his DNA, probably it's Everton, his DNA is not Arsenal. It's not Arsenal. Yes, he's been here now for a couple of seasons, he was our captain, blah, blah, blah. But that, for me, what he achieved at the club does not qualify him anywhere to become our manager. If she was Thierry Henry, I would understand. Dennis Bergkamp, I would understand. I would understand. Patrick Vieira, you would understand. These are people who know what it means to be at Arsenal, either as a manager or a player or as a coach. They know what it means. Arteta, what does Arteta? How is he so much connected to this club that you bring him as a legend who understands the club? Really? You leave out the likes of, you leave out the likes of Thierry Henry, you leave out the likes of Dennis Bergkamp, and you give us a Mikel Arteta, and you think we are gonna buy into the idea that, you know what? Yeah, he understands the DNA. He doesn't have the Arsenal DNA. Sorry, he doesn't have it. We are seeing spineless performances day in, day out. Spineless. If you remember, the period in under which we were under Freddie Ljungberg, we lost games. I remember we drew. There are not so many games, but you could see Freddie on that touchline. You could feel his anger. You could feel his pain. Mikel Arteta, I don't see that. All he does is goes into press conferences and brags around. Oh, it's my fault. We should have done better. Oh my God. We will try to improve. He doesn't have that Arsenal mentality. He doesn't have the winning mentality. Our players, how is he going to inject the winning mentality in the players? Yeah, the manager doesn't have it. What does he want? What has he achieved as a player? What has he achieved? A simple FA Cup, that's all he could win. And he won it. So for me, I'm asking myself, what is so special about this manager that we sacked Unai Emery when he was 6th in the league? We lost, we sacked him, and we have a worse manager with worse statistics, and he's still here. What is so special about him? Attitude, 0. Mentality, 0. Experience, 0. Tactics, 0. Team selection, 0. What is so good about Mikel Arteta? I know he has some good statistics. He has not. He doesn't lose to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Really, should we be proud of that? Just that he doesn't lose. He doesn't lose to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Well, it doesn't make sense. If you don't lose to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but you lose to Unai Emery in the semi-finals, you're never going to go to the Europa League. Well, and I understand that the manager as well is gassed. I understand that the manager as well is disappointed with the quality he has of these players. But again, why select Bellerin? That's what we're asking for. Why select players like Bellerin? What are they going to offer at in the semi-final? He has had an absolute stinker of a season. By now, everyone can see through. Bellerin is one of the worst players at the club, followed by Robolding and then Ceballos and others follow. You're selecting him after telling us in the previous press conference, bro, after telling us that Chambers has put in very good performances. You select Bellerin. Seriously, that was not a tactical masterclass. No, it wasn't. It was a tactical stinker, tactical shocker. But we are used to Mikel. Very, very used to Mikel. Let's talk about two things, guys. The players and the ownership at this club in relation to this game. Because we might blame the players for playing in such a manner, players that are spineless, players that don't have intent, players that are not quality enough. But how did they come in? How did we find ourselves in a situation where Bellerin is our priority right back? How did we find ourselves in such a situation? It goes back to the recruitment, it goes back to the board, it goes back to the ownership. And that's why this game is more of a reason to push for Kroenke out. More of a reason not to rest until Kroenke leaves. Because he is the basis of this. I've done a video about who really Stan Kroenke is. Try to check out that video. It's on the channel. This is absolutely what he did to the Rams. What he does is he buys the sports enterprise, milks money out of it. That's what he does. When he bought the Rams, the next season they had one game. They won one game in a season. One game. Go and check out that video. They won one game like this. One game. And that's how he wanted to do Arsenal. And that's why we wanted to fly away to the Super League. That's why we wanted to fly out to the Super League. Because when you go to the Super League, you're eliminating the consequences of such poor performances. Losing the Europa League means you don't go to the Champions League. You're not qualifying for the Europa League. There is no money. So you're not going to get any money from at any European level. That's why they wanted to go to the to the Super League. Because when you go to the Super League, you're locked there for 23 years. You're getting your money by default. A league with no competition, whether you lose or you win, you're getting money. This is the reason. Now they're out of the Europa League. They're nowhere near. They were nowhere close to the Champions League. They're literally going to play FA Cup and Carling Cup next season. So it makes sense why they wanted to go to the Europa League, to the Super League, why they wanted to run away, why they wanted to fly away. They don't want to invest. We are riding, as a club, we are riding off the back of a 19-year-old Bukayo Saka. When Saka doesn't deliver, it's gone. We are the likes of Aubameyang. We are the likes of nicolas, Pepe. We are the likes of these guys who are 30 and above. They should be driving the team. You've seen at Villarreal. Their average age, I told you, their average age is 28 years. You've seen the maturity in there. You've seen the character. You've seen the mentality. But if our recruitment doesn't change, starting this summer, this club is going to become Tottenham, poorer and poorer than Tottenham. I mean, it's still funny. It's still so funny how Arsenal get into a semi-final looking for one goal and we don't score. And so it's not only Mikel, even these players. We need to talk about them. Point fingers to them. We have always said Granit Xhaka, not good enough. What? Xhaka was out. Xhaka was out. But these guys, these players are not good enough. They don't care. You know what? It might be a very hard decision to sweep out some of these players, but I would sweep them off. I would just sweep them off. We need a complete rebuild at this football club. A complete rebuild. For me, it really doesn't make sense for Arsenal to be in this. It's not acceptable. 5 years out of the Champions League. Mikel Arteta, you know what Mikel Arteta said? If you followed the press conference reaction last time, you remember. He said, it's a reality. Thank you, bro. It's a reality. So it's a reality that you're kicked out of the Europa League semi-finals. He said it's a reality. It's a reality, but is it acceptable? Out of the Champions League. Chelsea, who we are saying London is red, it's not blue. Chelsea are on the semi-finals of UEFA Champions League. Arsenal are out of the finals. Sorry, someone. Thank you so much, bro. Are on the finals of the Champions League. They are beaten the biggest club in the Champions League, Real Madrid. They have won it 13 times. Chelsea have won the Champions League once. They're looking to win it twice. They are on the finals against Manchester City. I think they beat Bayern. Yeah, they beat Bayern, and they also lost the final to Manchester United. So you can see the big difference between Arsenal and Chelsea now. Yes, we could shout, London is red, London is red, London is red. But even if they don't shout, they have more Premier League titles than we have won. They have more. They have more Champions League titles than we have won. They have a Europa League. They have a Europa League title. So, the rate at which Arsenal has fallen is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It hurts me as a fan. It hurts us because we put in time to analyze these games, watch these games, the passion, the Arsenal we fell in love with 20 years ago. It's no longer the same Arsenal. This is an Arsenal that settles for less. Oh, and you know what they're gonna say is we made it to the semi-finals. That's what they're gonna say. In this season, we have made it to the semi-finals of a European competition, the Europa League. How about United that are in the finals? How about Chelsea that are in the finals of the Champions League? Doesn't make sense, bro. Really doesn't make sense. But anyway, just to summarize the game, I think an absolute shocker, no intention, no character, no attitude. Everything was absolutely negative. Negative. Let me just try to look at some of your comments, guys, and see what you people are saying in the chat. Enough is enough. Arteta and Cronky out. This is the same song we've been singing. This is the same song we've been singing. Arteta out, Cronky out. So there's no. There's no. There is nothing new. There's nothing new. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disgusted by these performances. Just disgusted. Yes, I think you're a Barcelona fan. I can see the badge. Bro, I told you that Bellerin should not start. I said it as well. There was no way Bellerin was starting in this game. What was the reason? What was the reason to start Bellerin? You have Chambers, who's been having good performances. You have players like you have Cedric, who's better than Bellerin, clearly better than Bellerin, and you play Bellerin. This man, I don't know what's wrong with this manager. I just don't understand. How did Aupa hit the post twice? Those things happen. That's football, bro. That's football. That's football. Of course, you like Auba and Odegaard, but they were poor. Absolutely. I like them. That's the truth. I really do rate them a lot. But in this game, maybe Partey, I think everyone was so poor. We were very poor in this game. Odegaard had a stinker, had a shocker. Aubameyang had a shocker as well. So no one should be defended in this game. I agree. Today I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in prayers, but nothing to do. This is Majoma. Don't get disappointed in God. I think the club is so poor. The club is so poor. Arteta will be sacked. This is Henry. I hope so. Let's hope so. Arteta must be sacked by today. Well, and you know what's funny? This club is not going to sack Arteta. They're going to say on their Twitter handle, everything the boss said after our 0-0 draw to Villarreal. That's what they're gonna say. They're never gonna sack him. They're never gonna sack him. Either I think Arsenal need overall change from now. It's never gonna happen with a club like Arsenal because we don't want to spend the money. So you don't expect a complete change in squad at Arsenal. But thank you so much, Raphael. The whole team is fake apart from Tierney. Man Arsenal is a disease, so-called pressure. You know what? I'm just gonna smile because I've had 40 minutes of shouting and trying to understand, trying to shed off everything off my chest. For how long will Arsenal stay losing games, every Thursday? And they can, oh, don't worry, Mwajuma, we're not going to lose any games on Thursday next season. We are out of the Europa League. We are also out of the Champions League. So we are not playing any midweek competitions. And I won't get surprised if Arsenal still lose many games in the league, despite the fact that we are not in any European competitions. That's the way we are. Cronky out. That's Axel. Kamara says we cannot produce a single goal for us to progress. I think players are not ready are not ready. The manager is so naive. I totally want him out. There are so many people, when we said Arteta out, when we said this guy is not good for the Arsenal job, there's so many people who thought that we are reactionary. They called us Arsenal reactionary fans. But for me, I could see there's no way you're hiring such a manager. Compare him to the other teams and managers they have. Compare him. There's no way you're having such a manager. Kenny says it's not the manager, it's the players that have no quality at all. I won't react to that. Like I said, I've already talked about the players. I said their quality is shocking. Absolutely shocking. But there is no way I'm going to come here and say Bellerin forced himself to start that game. We've clearly seen that Chambers is ahead of Bellerin in terms of quality. For what reason does Mikel give us to start Bellerin ahead of Chambers? What reason? Arteta out, Cronky out. Thank you so much, Kick Media. We need a proper leader on that pitch, not Auba. I love Auba, but he's not the leader. There's no leadership. People who want to link, my internet is so poor, we cannot work with the internet. I'm so sorry. But I've not seen, apart from David Louis, who gives you that experience, and they said it, he gives you that experience, he gives you that leadership. I don't see any other player who's a leader. Maybe Kieran Tierney. This man Aubameyang that can barely say a word. Grant Xhaka was our manager, was our captain at some point in time. I don't know how we select our captains. The pitch, you look out, outside that pitch and no one can say a word. Today, Aubameyang was on the pitch. He knew absolutely what this game, meant. He absolutely knew what we needed to do. I didn't see anyone. There is nothing like Aubameyang trying to tell the guys, "Come on, lads. Let's put them on pressure." Nothing, absolutely nothing. He's so quiet and playing as an average performer as usual. Fake team, fake players, and a fake coach. Equals fake football. I'll finish that, Timothy. Fake team, fake players, fake coach, fake football. And I tell you what, guys, I'm not absolutely shocked that Arsenal are not in the finals of the Europa League. Based on the quality, based on what type of season we have always had this season, I'm not going to pretend, oh, we didn't go to the finals. What happened? No, our season has been like this. We need to, if you go into the nitty-gritties of our season, you'll understand. The detail, anyone who will be shocked at this performance is that person who has not analyzed the detail of Arsenal. The moment you get to know the detail of this football club, the moment you understand the detail of Arsenal, you absolutely understand. You know what? It's not a surprise that they have not made it. It's not a surprise. Just a polite reminder: Arsenal will embarrass you. Meanwhile, this is Austin. But we shall stick behind the club. That is obvious. We're gonna stick behind our club, and hopefully one day Arsenal will become great again. In fact, myself, I'm stuck. When I was starting this match reaction, I was stuck. I didn't know what to say. I was in shock. I was not in shock because we are out. I was in shock because even the bare minimum, one goal, because that was the bare minimum in this game. One goal. We couldn't meet the bare minimum. Okay, you can't go for the bare minimum. We understand. You can't score a goal. Try to show some spirit. Try to show that Arsenal wants to do something in this game. No, nothing. We played as if we were playing Burnley. You know what? What did they say? The cold nights in Stoke. Yeah, we were enjoying the cold nights in Stoke. Only 3 English teams honor England: Manchester United, City, and Chelsea. Yeah, I think big up to Chelsea. They represent London. Now we have to be behind Chelsea for the sake of London, or we have to be against them so that they don't bring in a second European cup. They don't bring in a second Champions League. We have to be against them. Funny, isn't it? Arsenal stay at home and finished doomed with Mikel Arteta. Leave the club and go. That is Ram. Big up Ram, bro. Majuma says, "Cause Arsenal only needs players, nothing to do. This season is over." Yeah, absolutely. I said it. It was an all or nothing. You either go in this game, try to win it. If you fail to win it, the season is over. So our season is over, guys. So take the last 4 games against West Brom, Chelsea. Which other teams are we playing? Well, I think we should just treat them as pre-season, as we warm up for the Euros. I can't wait to watch Spain in the Euros. I'm just so tired of Arsenal this season. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta is all for nothing. I understand. The manager himself, I don't know whether he even knows what's going on at this club. The most honorable thing Arteta needs to do is pack up and go. He has always gambled with the players, and he has no trusted lineup. You got a smile on my face when you said the most honorable thing he needs to do. Guys, I know my internet is a little bit shaky, but thanks everybody for tuning in for all the shows. And I'll try to sort out the internet. Arsenal was crawling in the first leg, and in the second leg, Arsenal was cracking. This is Ram. Thank you so much, Ram. Actually, I said we were crawling in the first leg, and we continued crawling. For you said we were cracking. What a comment. Because I'm tired with this club. I will always say that Arsenal is too big for Mikel Arteta, and I will always agree. I will always agree with you. I don't blame the manager. We've seen this. The low quality of the players. Something we need. I didn't skip. I hope I didn't skip it, guys. I have left Arsenal for good. Even if they sack Arteta, but the Cronkies are still here. I'm not coming back. This is Shafiq. Shafiq, don't leave. We need to stay in. We need to fight. Smash the like button, people, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Even if you change 10 managers, the low quality of players will not perform. Oops, this is Kenny. Mikel Arteta out. That is the Relentless. Big up Relentless, my brother. When I sort out the internet, Relentless, we shall be able to have the phone calls and the panels on. Kosi, what is going to happen if what is going to happen is to be relegated in the next in the next coming seasons, but no quality players will be signing for Arsenal. If you think about it in that regard, it's going to be a hard summer, a very, very hard summer, because literally, who wants to join Arsenal? If I was a player, I'll join Tottenham. Or I'll join Leipzig. There's no way you're going to join Arsenal. There's no way. So I don't expect a lot of sensible transfers this summer. I don't expect a lot of sensible transfers. This season has not been good for us, fellow fans. Let's keep it easy and hope for some future improvements. Thank you so much, Dominic. That is so positive. There are some people who are still positive. Cronky out, Arteta out. Thank you so much, Junior. Saddam says Arsenal game over. The season is over. The season is over. Nothing more, nothing less. Arteta out, Cronky out. That's Kennedy. RIP Arsenal. Sunday you said, I'm disappointed as a supporter. Mikel should go. And Ram says, RIP Arsenal. This season has been so disappointing. So disappointing. Kenny says, Arteta cost us this game. I should be sacked. That's all I want. Well, there are rumors that he could leave at the end of the season. I don't know how legit they are, but the rumors are there. I think Arsenal fans has to put pressure to sack both Kroenke and Arteta. Kroenke cannot be sacked. He's the owner. So maybe Daniel pushing for the takeover. The midfield is very, very hollow. I think Villarreal were having a laugh. They were just getting through that midfield like a hot knife through butter. Please, guys, it's not Mikel. It's Kroenke who is the problem because big clubs spend more. As they're gonna say, it's I'm out. You out? What do you mean? I think, Kosi, we should be more specific about this team. According to my suggestion, Arsenal needs more quality players and an experienced coach. Despite we are still under Kroenke, we should stop dreaming. This is Victor Okea. It looks like we are singing the same song for 5 years now. I'm so tired of the pain Arsenal put me through. Yeah, we were very optimistic. I still remember you guys tuning in for those shows. Still remember for the past 3 shows, very optimistic. Now Arsenal has poured water on everything, hasn't he? Let's let Arteta live in peace. We are disappointed in him, just giving us excuses every day. He loses the game. Excuses FC, pandemic Pep. We change club management to those who can hire the right players. To the club is too big for Arteta. That is his best resource. New owners should hire a mature manager with a winning philosophy. Okay. I think Partey, Elneny, and Smith Rowe in the middle, Saka, Auba, and Martinelli would have been better. We can't bring we can't bring anything back by wishing now. We can't bring anything back by wishing. That's not owning club. Both Arteta and Kroenke must leave our club alone. Kiki, thank you so much. Chelsea will win the Champions League. Man United will win the UEFA Cup, and Honam, the English team. Enough is enough. I better leave the club. Don't leave the club, Ram. Don't leave the club. Next season, we're going to be here and we're going to support the club with a lot of zeal, aren't we? Arteta don't know how to make decisions on choosing better players. His selection has always been poor. We've said it. Guys, leave Arsenal. Even if they sack Arteta, the Kroenkes are still there. Thank you, Shafiq. Ram says, I've heard that word. It's a Christian word. Sacrilegious. Blow to the club. Hello, I'm from Brazil. Thank you so much for tuning in, bro. Gabriela, thank you so much for tuning in. So I left Arsenal for good. Thanks for the reminders, Arsenal. You guys are just funny, aren't you? Just so funny. Arteta is clueless. Please pack and leave honorably. My bro Peterson, big up Purpose in the chat. Purpose, we can't have, we can't have my internet is poor, so we can't have the discussions online. My internet is weak. Kosi, Arsenal has finally showed us that we should stay away from watching its games. That is Peterson. And I know Peterson, I appreciate you because you're one of those people who love Arsenal. You've always sponsored me for Arsenal content. So I understand your pain. At least among all people, I understand your pain because you've always sponsored me. You've always told me, Kosi, what is your number? Want to send you some data. And I understand your pain now. I understand your pain, bro. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Glenn, everything Arsenal, big up, brother. He says, I'm in pain. You know, every Arsenal fan is in pain. I'm also in pain as well. I'm not shocked though. I know. I mean, this club has been disappointing us for seasons and seasons. Because it's time for Arteta to leave our club, and the players, no tempo, no ambition, no nothing. This is Kamara. It's the first team. It's the first time I've seen a club in the semi-final of such a big competition, and they are clueless, absolutely clueless. Abu says City, Chelsea United, top four, all look very hungry, no matter whether they're playing home or away. But Arsenal don't have this. If a player don't have a winning mentality, that means they have you have the wrong manager. He controls all simple. I didn't get that, but I got your first. I got the first message. I think we don't have a big club mentality. I don't see that at Arsenal. Many clubs have it. I don't see that. I think it's something that also lacks in PSG. Absolutely. Something that also lacks in PSG. A big club mentality. We don't have it. And we have lost it. It's you know what hurts is that if we were Tottenham, you would say Arsenal have never been here before. Maybe, you would say that. But we have been there before. We have been in these semi-finals. We have been in the semi-finals of a bigger competition than the Europa League. But the mentality is gone. The identity, the DNA is gone. Absolutely gone. Ronald Chinwanka says, don't talk of our players as low quality. It's the manager. Imagine Coquelin, who was a deadwood in Arsenal, performing like that. You know what, Ronald? These players are not good enough. We need to talk about the truth. We might hide it. These guys are not good enough. We need to face the truth now. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. How are you doing, Alimi, bro? How are you doing? Every Arsenal fan is in pain. Understand? So don't protect these guys. Don't protect these players. They are not good enough. We have lost games courtesy of their performances that are not good enough. Don't protect them. You don't have to protect them, bro. You owe them nothing, and they owe you nothing. So don't protect them. Don't protect them. Don't protect them. I wouldn't protect any player in this. You know what? Such a abysmal performance, there is no way I can protect even one player. Even one player like this. No way. Who? Who would you blame? I mean, I should be asking who was man of the match. Can I ask for man of the match in that game? Can you tell me that we had a man of the match in that Arsenal game? So we don't need to hide the players from criticism. It's part of it. They got to feel it. They've been stinking shocking. And we have to, they have to take it. They have to take it. The coach is not good enough, not the players who brought them in. I will never ever watch Arsenal games until Arteta is sacked. I promise you, Kosi. Don't do that, AY. Don't do that. Let's keep supporting. Let's keep supporting. Probably, let's keep supporting and hoping that maybe one day this club will give us the joy it used to give us. Sack Arteta today. This is Shama. Says sack Arteta today. If he were Chelsea under Abramovich, this manager wouldn't keep his job. But because we are Arsenal, he's going to stay around. You know what? He's going to stay around. So, we are not Chelsea. Our business model is not aimed at, it's not aimed at achieving more. Our business model is more like Arsenal trying to, try to keep relevant Stay in the league. You know, that's it. So Arteta doesn't survive. Arteta shouldn't survive this, but the players, these guys, shouldn't bask under Arteta being criticized. They also need to take part of the blame. We need to talk about them. They've been absolutely shocking. They've been bad. Not for one game, for the whole season. They've been absolutely poor. We need to talk about them. Aubameyang, you signed that new contract. What have you done after signing the new contract? Lacazette, 5 damn years at the club. You've done nothing. We are riding off the, you men are drawing energy from a 19-year-old Bukayo Saka. When he doesn't have a good game, you can't have a good game. Really? Really? These players should be ashamed. Arsenal should be ashamed. Everyone should be ashamed. No one survives this. No one should try to say the players, the manager, everyone has been abysmal. Abysmal. An absolute stinker, an absolute shocker. No one survives this. No one. 0-0. Really? 0-0? Should have done better. At least 1-1. If Evelyn says, Evelyn, let me read for you this comment on Twitter. It's from Evelyn. She said, if I call this man and he doesn't pick, I will commit suicide. Something to smile about. Something to smile about. I've not been smiling, but I don't know what, because she's an Arsenal fan, so I don't know what exactly she's talking about, but something to smile about, So, guys, what has happened today? I'm looking at Mikel Arteta here. He's having his press conference. We shall react to it. That's all we've got to do. We shall react to it. We shall try to see what he said. Arsenal is gonna say everyone the boss said after we were kicked out of the Europa League. The boss. I always feel so poor when they call him the boss. So guys, for me, no one has had a good game. Absolutely, no one has had a good game. I know we might say that Partey, maybe the players around him, but I've not seen any fighting spirits from these guys. I've seen nothing. That's my game reaction. I don't have more words to say. Nothing. I have nothing to say more. Let me just take the last comments. I think in Arsenal there is no winning mentality and no ambition from the players. That is Hemdan. Sheila says, Arteta, it's high time to leave. We don't want to see him on the weekend. On the weekend, an Arsenal fan. I am in pain right now, and so is every Arsenal fan, Sheila. So is every Arsenal fan. Gogo says, you know what? This is good because the value of the club is. You're funny. You're funny. You mean you've been evaluating the club? You're funny. But the question is, could this force the Cronkies to leave? Maybe. Could this force the Cronkies to leave? But you're so funny. This is a funny comment. You know what he's saying? He's saying that this is good because the value of the club is dropping down. Maybe it's gonna make the Cronkies to sell to Ek. Every member of the board has to go. Half of the team has to go. Thank you so much, Gogo. You put a smile on my face. Kosi, honestly, I'm really tired. This is Alimi. I'm really tired. I lose 1M on us today. I play. Oh, you lost a bet. Are you saying you lost a bet? Alimi, sorry, bro. Don't bet on Arsenal. Don't bet on Arsenal, please. Don't bet on Arsenal. Arteta must go. He must go. This is Sheila. Absolutely, I agree with you, Sheila. Thank you so much for tuning in. Massively appreciate that. As the means losers, this is Aaron. And Ronald says, Kosi, I'm not saying our players are the best, but they are not as bad as they're doing. If they had a better coach, they would have been. They wouldn't have been where they are now. Maybe that makes sense. That makes some sense. Um, uh, please Arteta should go, or please should that go. No first 11. Why am I seeing Bellerin on the pitch? Because this is really painful. I mean, I talked about this before we opened the game, and I said, if you cannot pick your best players, what are you? Are you a manager? You can't pick the best 11 out of your squad. You're not a manager. You're not a manager. You're not. Smash the like button, people. We have been eliminated out of the Europa League of this season. Let's wait for next season, part 1. My name is Kosi, and I'll speak to you. I'm going to upload my fan cam. I don't know how long it will take to upload. Do the player ratings, react to Mikel's press conference, and we shall call it the end of our European tie, our European struggle. Smash the like button. It helps me a lot. Subscribe to the channel. We're moving fast to 30,000 subscribers. So make sure you join the struggle. I sign out. Love you, lads. Sorry for the pain. There is nothing I can do for that.